Hello, everyone.
Hello, Grandmaster.
I see many have left questions for me. Some of the questions are really good. The younger generation's worries during their growth process are perfectly normal. Many of them don't know what they want to do. A dream that was originally well thought out can change at any moment. I know many cases where the dreams change as they grow up. At first, they wanted to be a singer, but changed their minds after realizing that it's not easy. Then they wanted to be a movie star, but they never got cast, so they filmed themselves. Turns out acting is hard too. What to do now? At last, they say, maybe I'll be a chef then. Some change their minds early on and it's okay. Those who change too late may feel its effects. I know, my words might sound a bit discouraging. Some people want to be singers, but it might never happen. A goat cannot become a pop star. It's even harder for a sheep. For a donkey, it's really not easy. Yes, they're loud, but not many can tolerate their voices. A crow has the same dream, but its sound annoys anyone who listens. Your natural voice will determine whether you're cut out for it or not. Some careers need love from the public, some don't. For example, if you were an accountant, lawyer, dentist, hairdresser, etc. These are jobs that are always under scrutiny. The hardest jobs are the ones that get judged by the public all the time. Like what? Celebrities and politicians, for example. America's presidents get judged all the time, from their appearances to their capabilities. When you're in the public eye, people will judge you. You must also win their approval. It's tough. A singer's voice will get judged good or bad. But if you're a computer programmer, most people will not comment. They don't know what you do and how good you are. Nobody knows who built their houses. Construction workers seldom get criticized by owners. It's hard to please everyone. Jobs that deal with a lot of people are tough. So, avoid these kinds of professions if you do not have strong enough capabilities. Consider this when choosing a profession. Adults will have experience. They may not be the absolute truths, and some may not apply to the future, but they are still a good reference. Ask the advice of your parents or professionals in their respective industries. Then, consider your own interests as well. I am sure you have a feeling about it. For example, you're interested in numbers. Then you might be able to work in science, engineering, computer design, or finance. Jobs in finance are quite easy to find. You could pursue such a career. One of the most difficult professions is being an entrepreneur. You might need to put your ego aside and start by setting up a stall by the roadside. It's just to make a living. You start off selling small items and products. Can you make good honest money? It is very difficult, but it's a very good training opportunity. It's also a great start. Many of today's great businessmen started from street stalls. Why do I bring up the concept of entrepreneurs? Not everyone can become one, but everyone should manage themselves well. If you tell me you fail in everything, then I would recommend you to go into sales. Sales, among all the jobs out there, is one I think is very important. It's a great profession for learning. In the process of selling, we learn a lot of things. The first is a keen sense of business. If you sell clothing, you always have to look for what kind of clothes people like. The same goes for those who sell jewelry. Also, who you should target and sell to. Some sellers can tell buyers from window shoppers. In business management, you learn observation skills, critical judgment, and communication skills. If you can't sell anything, you can't put food on your table. So, you have to learn how to do it. What do sales rely on? They rely on communication. So, in managing a business, it makes a person very well-rounded. Say, you're a dentist who makes a lot of money. But so what? Dentistry can only buy you 3 houses at most in Vancouver. How much can you make in a lifetime? A few million, that's it. That's what you get for cleaning and fixing teeth. Now, to market your dentist office. You need business management and strategic operations, so that people would choose you. A business can be big or small, so small that you lose everything, or big enough to rival the wealth of a nation. It has infinite room for development. A pop star only entertains people with songs. But a big businessman, especially a great businessman's contribution to society, is boundless. While they're running a business, they're also sending a message. It offers limitless possibilities. The way it transforms a person's overall abilities is limitless. Small businessmen start by setting up street stalls and putting food on their tables. A humble beginning. Such a person might be illiterate, but they know the value of their products to make money. Anyone can do it, whether they are well educated or not. Even if you can't walk, you can do it. Many professions have requirements in terms of personal conditions, but not a businessman. That's how it is. You can sell as long as you can express yourself. It's really simple. What you learn is limitless. The way it benefits society is also limitless. That's all you should know. Manage yourself well and endless opportunities await. One important question I was asked is how to persevere to achieve your dreams. Lacking perseverance is why people keep changing dreams. Someone told me they wanted to be a doctor. After asking his classmates and a family doctor who said it's not easy, he changed his mind. That's okay, but let me remind you, in the process of realizing dreams, what is the main problem we must face? It's about having perseverance. Those who persevere to the end will realize their dreams. Cooking rice, steaming buns, or baking bread takes about 30 minutes. But in life, it takes longer than that to learn a skill. Having a skill doesn't equal success. That just means you have the ability to create. And that's only the beginning of your life. So, perseverance is the most important thing. When I was young, I practiced energy bhagwa. I was alone, a young child, circling a tree. It looked like a monkey. In fact, many children my age laughed and called me crazy. I did feel embarrassed, but I didn't care. I kept on going. Persevere and work hard to achieve your goals. And overcome any embarrassment, that's the most important. Someone asked me, what if you showed perseverance, but still failed in achieving your dreams? Let's take studying medicine for example. If it takes 13 years to complete, wouldn't it be a pity if you gave up at year 10? So why not keep going? Giving up in the third year is also a pity. But the thing that's not regrettable is, you start to understand biology, the human body, and diseases, in a way that most people don't. A day of learning is a day of increasing your knowledge. Even if you don't become a doctor, you still gain some knowledge related to it. Such knowledge doesn't make you a doctor, but it can still be used to help people and find related jobs. In the healthcare industry, something aside from a doctor, some people go into pharmacology or pharmaceutical companies and end up selling medicines. Having pharmacists in pharmacies is common in many countries. You can't give prescriptions if you don't know the medicine. There's also medical equipment manufacturing. In the hospital, some specialists operate the MRI machines. There are also specialists in handling physical examinations, blood tests, etc. The medical industry is a tech industry of its own. If we have learned the knowledge related to this, we can also find good jobs related to this industry. No matter how smart you are, if you don't persist in your dream, you can't talk about success at all. Persistence and perseverance bring success. Happiness is when you succeed in achieving your dreams. You will feel a sense of accomplishment. Here's a story of one of my disciples in China. He's a brilliant scientist who specializes in cultivating grapes. I believe most of the grape varieties found in China today came from his research. The varieties he worked with are found in the Shandong region of China. He grew two kinds of grapes, one for eating and one for winemaking. He taught the farmers how to plant grapes and then bought their harvests. Then he sold the grapes. He was already a wealthy man at that time. A grape scientist, that's what people called him. One year, he went to the province of Hainan. The northern province of Shandong is freezing in winter. Hainan is the opposite, it's hot. In terms of latitude, it's quite similar to Hong Kong. In a hot climate, grapes typically won't grow. The provincial governor knew of him as the grape scientist and invited him to help grow grapes in Hainan. The governor offered him land for his grape cultivation. He's a kind person. He also practices self-cultivation. He rejected the good lands and asked for one that farmers had refused. He asked to plant grapes in the mountainous region. It's a region with a rocky terrain. No sane farmer would grow crops there. No way grapes would grow there either. He invited his students, whom he had taught in Shandong, to help clear the rocks. There were 70 male students and 1 female. It was a tough job. Some left after 3 months. Some left after 6, and some left after 1 year. After 2 years, the guys left, and only the girls stayed. She sacrificed her youth and health for the scientist's work. Moved by her loyalty, the scientist decided to reward her, giving her a 35% share of all the lands they developed in Hainan. To put it simply, she'd earn about $10 million per year. With more land cleared, more grapes could be harvested. That meant more revenue. Everything was sold fresh. At present, all the grapes in Hainan come from their work. The prices are higher now. I think she makes at least $50 million a year now. She can go on to make $100 million with more developed lands. The guys who left after a year or more earned nothing. The lady who stayed for 2 years earns about $50 to $100 million per year. Persistence and perseverance matter. Don't pursue your dream just for financial gain. Do it because you think it's right. Do it out of kindness and responsibility. Persistence and perseverance are crucial in chasing your dreams. Many people among us are using iPhones, right? The former CEO of Apple Incorporated, Steve Jobs, has passed away. I believe you've heard of his stories. Read some books and look up his stories online. Apple's iPhones are popular thanks to Steve Jobs' demand for quality. Its success is directly related to his strict control of quality. He said, if you want to do it, then do your best. Such demand is why every iPhone user enjoys using their phones. It's very intuitive and user-friendly. An owner of an enterprise's standards show how much they want to realize their dreams. For artists, only when they're always hungry for new heights can they achieve their dreams and become outstanding masters. I can only share my own childhood experience, because I don't know how others feel. When I was young, my biggest gain from meditation was endurance, not health. My master told me, a person with endurance waits until the dust settles on their body before moving. They must overcome all physiological and psychological changes and possibilities. I trained myself to reach my goals. I would drink 2 large pots of water and then sit there not moving. I would wait out my body's needs. I'm not asking you to do that same thing, but that's what I did. Bear the unbearable, that's what my master said. The Tibetan plateau is freezing at minus 20 degrees Celsius. I braved the cold wearing very little. It was freezing, but I kept telling myself to persevere. That's how I could sit still for 8 hours. My eyes didn't move, even my breathing slowed down. Motionless, I wanted to challenge myself. Life is all about enduring challenges. This training inspired me to have perseverance in chasing my dream. I told myself to keep on going as long as I was still breathing. Endurance isn't about bearing all the pain. It's about finding joy in it. I sat till my legs ached, but I was still happy. I purposefully changed my thoughts. It's about enjoying the pain, not rejecting it. I persisted with what I wanted to do. When I committed myself to doing 1080 prostrations a day, I wouldn't do any less. But I lost count very easily. Then I'd start over from the beginning. The key is to be persistent. With this type of persistence, I gained more endurance. I'm not as good as you, but compared to when I was younger, my endurance has increased 1,000-fold. I could, during energy bhagwa, hold the same arm up for 2 hours. Can you imagine the pain? Some of you keep switching your arms. I held a stone or brick in my hand while walking the 2 hours. My whole body was trembling, but I refused to stop. I wanted to push myself. I refused to give up. Forge perseverance and form a habit. I move freely in calmness and remain still in chaos. I can sleep in a loud theater hall. I seek calm amidst chaos. Forge endurance, and mental strength will come. Endurance is the persistence of chasing your dreams. Fortitude is to have faith. Firmly set your goals and never change them. Endurance is great, but it is far less brilliant than fortitude. If you want to see results, first learn to keep your promise. Whatever you vow to do, make sure you do it. And do it well. Work on it until you see the desired results. Keeping your word is crucial in forming a habit. At your current age, it's when your personalities and habits begin to form. Don't rest until you achieve the outcome you hoped for. This leads to great achievements. In ancient times, those who honored their words were called noblemen. Those who made empty promises were called liars or lowlifes. Don't promise anything if you can't deliver. Who makes empty promises? Liars do. So, don't make promises lightly. If you make a promise, you must fulfill it. Keeping your words should become a habit. It means doing what you promised. Work until you're happy with the outcome. There will be pain and suffering, but you should keep at it. Once a habit is formed, nothing will trouble you anymore. This is why persistence is so important. To train your endurance, start with something small. For example, start by completing your workout plan. Set the number of repetitions for the squats, lifts, and push-ups. Do everything you plan. Are you following your weight loss plan? Honoring your words is the first step. It's a pity if you're only listening to me but not doing what I say. Everyone here is as good as a diamond covered in dust. Let me dust you off and you shall rediscover your worth. All scientists, doctors, and billionaires started somewhere. They had a dream and worked hard for it. Sometimes, people give up because their parents or teachers get annoyed. For some, it's always other people's fault. People always have excuses. Listen. You're fulfilling your dreams, not your parents, friends, or teachers. There will be obstacles to test your persistence. The key is how you react. My advice is to ignore whatever happens and stick to your dreams. Don't give up and you'll achieve your goals. Practicing calligraphy or a musical instrument. An hour a day may not make you a calligrapher or a musician, but it helps form a good habit of persisting in what you do. This habit might lead to achievements greater than becoming a musician or a calligrapher. Stick to your dreams, learn, create, and always follow through on your words and actions. Money doesn't come free. It comes with wisdom and hard work. A person wants to make money. 1. You have a dream. 2. You show persistence in fulfilling your dreams. This is crucial. 3. Is diligent. There's a saying, mastery is achieved through diligence. To put it simply, you can only be good at something if you work hard enough. Are you a hard worker? Do you sleep until noon on holidays? This is called having dreams, but not living them. Sure, you can do this occasionally, but not always. You won't realize your dreams, they'll stay just that, dreams. Once your parents pass away, you'll end up a beggar. This happens, you know. Take it as a joke today, and you'll be crying tomorrow. I'm serious. Let me tell you a story related to one of our centers. In a corner behind our center, there's an old car where a young man lived, day and night. His father was once a wealthy man. After he passed away, all his wealth was gone. Previously, the son never took his studies seriously. If he needed money, he just asked his dad. But once his father died, he was left with no money. He survived by wandering around, because his laziness had become a habit. He was not used to asking people for help, and he certainly wasn't used to working. He would have rather starved than ask for help. His father's old friends occasionally brought him food. Whenever they saw him, their eyes would tear up. While his father was alive, he could get money just by asking or throwing a tantrum. But when his father died, he had nothing to support himself. Remember, mindset and financial strength are the two most important pillars supporting life. If these are gone, no matter how high your status, you will immediately fall into despair. If you keep telling yourself you still have time to be lazy, but never succeed in achieving anything, what you have will be immediately taken away from you. You'll be starving the next day. My master always told me to pick up a skill. Not just pick it up, but master it. Many of you are still young and you don't see how important this is. What if your parents suddenly pass away? How will you survive? You need to prepare for such a risk. I'm talking about a skill you can rely on to make a living. Do you have one? Can you use such a skill to help others? Alright, the elderly usually ask the younger generations for help. when their computers break down, right? You know, issues like power failure or printer issues. If they want to video call their children, they'll ask the youngsters for help. If you can help them out, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment. When you know something others don't, you can ask for a service fee. This contributes to the economy and cash flow. Say you've studied computer design before. When a company needs expertise in this field, won't you get hired? What about lawyers? People become lawyers because they study law, not because they're born as lawyers. People aspiring to become lawyers study hard, get their licenses, and become lawyers. This is what they do. They've read thousands of law books to become a lawyer. You pay for their services. Lawyers charge by the hour, right? I think the practice varies in different countries. I think paying $100 to $200 per hour for a consultation session is normal. So, if you need a lawyer for 8 hours, you pay $800. That's for consultation sessions. What if a lawyer accepted a billion-dollar case? The client would definitely have to pay more than $100 to $200 per hour. How much does a computer engineer earn in a year? Why do many people study to become doctors? What about lawyers, senior accountants, or experienced designers? Experts in high-tech fields earn millions. There's a genius entrepreneur in America, the owner of Tesla, Elon Musk. He lives in a world he created. After making money through electric vehicles, he started researching rockets. SpaceX has succeeded in numerous space launches, right? Elon Musk vowed to make space missions more affordable. What was once $80 million will cost only $5 million in the future. Money is wasted if the rocket blows up midair. But if it can be recovered, the most you'd spend is $1 million. It'd greatly reduce the cost. He makes practical two-way space trips a possibility. There is more to his works. These are all of his dreams. With hard work and perseverance, dreams can be fulfilled. Creativity makes life more interesting and fascinating. It's not just about money. When you create something practical and good for society, there will be revenue beyond your imagination. For example, J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. Look up online how much her net worth is. For each Harry Potter film made, she gets at least $100 million. Her Harry Potter fantasy stories captured the hearts of many. It's her creation. She's a mother who tells these stories to her children. Who would have thought that? These would later become best-selling stories. What do you think she was like in her school days? She must have been reading and writing a lot. To write good stories, one must read a lot. You need to read a lot of fiction to write good fictional stories. All your dreams can be realized with courage. Each one of you may look ordinary, but each one of you is a gift from heaven. You're blessed in your own way. After talking so much about dreams, what are dreams? The first dream of a person should be to have a skill or a profession for making a living. I'm talking about abilities that allow you to provide help and services to others. So, what do you get in return? Food, so you won't be starving. This is the most important reason to have a dream. If you don't have a dream and hate learning because it's boring, you'll give up immediately when you encounter setbacks. Now you know why having dreams is important. Today's lesson is not about Buddhism. That's too deep for you, not yet. I don't expect you to help others right now. You still need to help yourself. To help people, you need more knowledge. Good products with high quality and good habits. We need to start cultivating these qualities. After a month, you'll notice changes in your living environment. Your confidence will start to grow because you have abilities now. When you're capable, you become more attractive. Many people are loved not because they're good-looking, but because they're capable. Being capable makes one attractive. Alright, that's all for today. Thank you. Mastery comes from diligence. Work hard to achieve your dreams. Have a skill, and ability generates charm.
让我与您相遇，小小的红点里，人生就此欢喜。我快乐了，我健康了，我幸福了，我美丽了。在茫茫人海之中，让我与你相遇。小小的红点里，人生变得神奇。我智慧了，我宽容了，我慈悲了，我自在了。因为有了你，生命变得更坚定，不忧忧。因为有了你，日子不再有哭泣，不再有恐惧。我快乐了，我健康了，我幸福了，我美丽了。我快乐了，我健康了，我幸福了，我美丽了。在茫茫人海之中，让我与您相遇。小小的红点里，人生变得神奇。我智慧了。生命的真理，修行的力